From the title of this video, you already know what this video is about. It's about silent letters. Today, we're going to be looking at the rules that guide silent letters. We have so many rules that guide silent letters, but today we're actually going to be looking at 7 of them. So without wasting much of our time, let's go right into the video. So right here on the board, I have rules of silent letters. The number 1 rule I have here says B is silent before T and after M. That is, for B to be silent in a word, it happens when B is silent before T. For instance, here I have depth. That is, B is actually before T. Okay, so I have depth, depth. This is pronounced as depth, depth, and not depth, depth. No, it is depth, depth. Okay, and it says again, and after M, that is B, this is M, after M you meet B. Okay, that is what this rule says when it comes after M and when it comes before T. Okay, so we have lamp, lamp, lamp. It is not pronounced as lamb. No, it is lamp, lamp. We have thumb, thumb, thumb. This is the thumb, the thumb. We have thumb, thumb, thumb. So when we are pronouncing any of this word, the B is usually silent. So we have depth, depth and not depth, depth, depth and not depth. We still have subtle, subtle and not subtle, subtle. No, subtle, subtle. We equally have doubt, doubt and not doubt, doubt. No, it is doubt, doubt, doubt. Okay, so you can see that the B, we are actually silent while the T is actually pronounced. Now we have lamp, lamp, lamp and not lamb. We still have thumb, thumb, thumb and not thumb. We still have thumb, thumb, thumb and not thumb. Now the difference between this thumb and this thumb is this one is this very finger, the thumb finger, and this thumb refers to the graveyard. Then we have crumb, crumb, crumb and not crumb. Okay, so the B here is actually silent, just like this very rule says. Number 2 rules we have here applies to C. It says C is silent before I, E or Y, and after S. C is also silent in the combination of CK. Now we have these examples. We have science, science. You can see that the S was actually omitted, just like this says. It says that if C should come after S, that is S before C, it sounds this way, science, that is, the C is not going to be pronounced. Okay, we have scissors, scissors, scissors. We still have scenario, scenario, scenario. You can see that S is actually what we have here. Science, scissors, scenario, sin, sin, sin. You can see that it has SC, but what you can hear me pronounce right here is the S. C sound. We have sin. And the other rule says that C is actually silent when they are being combined this way. That is when CK actually combines itself in a word. So we have them like block, block, block. You can see that the C is actually silent. We have hack, hack, hack. We equally have clock, 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 and snack, 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 as well as peck, peck, peck. So you can see that the C's here we are actually silent. This is actually pronounced as block, block and not block, block. No, this is actually pronounced as hack, hack and not hack. No, this is actually pronounced as clock, clock, clock and not clock. And this is equally pronounced as snack, snack and not snack, snack. No, it is snack, snack, as well as peck, peck, peck. This is pronounced as peck, peck and not peck. No, peck, peck. Okay, so that is what the rule number 2 we have today says. Now let's see the rule number 3, and this is applied to the E. It says E is silent at the end of a word and makes the internal vowel a long vowel. And we have the following example. We have gin, gin. We equally have hate, 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 and as well H, H, H. We still have change, change, change. Okay, you can see that the vowels in them were actually kind of loud. They were actually kind of long in pronunciation, and that made the E actually silent. We have Jane, Jane, Jane. We still have hate, hate, hate. You can actually hear this A being pronounced as well as the T, but the E now is silent. Okay, that is what this rule number 3 states. Now let's see rule number 4. It says K is silent in the combination KN at a word's beginning. Okay, this is combination. All right. So it says K is silent in the combination, that is in the put together of K and N. Thus, when you have a word that starts this way at a word's beginning, at the beginning part of the word. So we've done something like this before now. So we have new. You can see that this word begins with K, but right now the K is actually silent. We only have new. Now, when you say you want to remove this K, it's going to give this new an entirely different meaning. But with this K, this word is known as new. That is when you new person. Okay, so we have no as well as not. And we have knife. Okay, we equally have the not. This is not, but it starts with the K, so you can't call this K not. No, it is not. Okay, now the difference between this not and the not that you know, because here again is called not, so we still have knife. The knife starts with the letter K, but in as much as the K and the N appears together, they have a combination. It is actually silent. We have knife, and we equally have knowledge. Okay, so that's what rule number 4 says. When K and N begins a word, actually the K is actually silent. That is what this is saying. Okay, but remember that these rules sometimes doesn't apply to all words. Okay, there are exceptions to rules of silent letters, but in most cases it's applicable. All right, so let's see number 5. Rule number 5 says W is silent in words beginning with WR as well as in some other words. Okay, this says that when a word begins with WR, the W is actually silent in that word. You can see that from these examples. We have wrong. This is pronounced as wrong and not wrong. No, it is wrong, wrong, the R. And we have right. Right. We still have wrestle. This is pronounced as wrestle and not wrestle. It is wrestle. Okay. We still have wreck and not work. No, it is wreck. All right. We still have wrist. This is pronounced as wrist and not wrist. It is wrist. This law says that when the W and the R begins a word, that the W is usually silent. So we have wrist. We equally have wrinkles, wrinkle. So you can see that the W's here were actually not pronounced. They were kind of silent in this word. Okay, that is what rule number 5 is saying. Now rule number 6, it says P is silent in the combination of PS at the beginning of a word, just like we have WR. P is silent in the combination of PS at the beginning of a word, just like we have here. When PS begins a word, the P is usually silent. That is what this law is saying. So we have example like we have psychiatrist. This is not pronounced as P psychiatrist. No, it is pronounced as psychiatrist because the rule says that when P and S begins a word, the P is usually silent. That is why we have the psychiatrist and not the P psychiatrist. Okay, we equally have psychology. This is psychology and not P psychology. Okay, so that is that. Now the last on the list, the number 7, says letter G is silent when it comes before N. Letter G is silent when it comes before N. Now from the examples we have sign. You can see that the G was actually not pronounced. We have design. The G was equally silent. We still have resign. resign, you can see that no G was pronounced, okay? Just like I said before, this law has exceptions, okay? For some word, you're going to see the G being pronounced, and for some, the G is going to be silent, okay? The most important thing is that you know these rules at least and be able to use it when necessary, okay? And that being said, if you're seeing us for the first time, so welcome to the channel. This is what we do here, right here. It's all about English language. We learn how to read, write, and speak. And if it sounds interesting like what you're interested in, then you can join us simply by subscribing. And when you do, don't forget to turn on your notification bell, because in that way you get notified whenever I post any video. In conclusion, silent letter has rules that guide them, and in subsequent video we're going to be talking about other rules, but for the 7 we just listed, try mastering them, try knowing which word, which letter is silent in any particular word. It is very important because we have what we call homophonic words. Now, when we talk about homophonic, we're talking about words that sound alike. Yes, when you pronounce them, they sound alike, but when you check them, their spellings are actually different as well as their meaning. And that is one reason why sometimes when you see silent letters in English language, we get confused. For instance, I made mention of the no and the no. Yeah, no and the no. We have two no. We have the no of K and OW. We equally have the no of NO. These two are equally no's, yeah. But what tells you which one is being talked about in a sentence is the spelling, okay? That is, when you spell them out, you see whether it is this no or this no, okay? Just like we have new, we have the new, and we equally have the new that starts with K, just like we mentioned here, and the new that is of the recent. Knowing the rule of silent letters, how to use them properly, is very important if you must read and understand, because when you know the word that is to be used, or when a particular word is used, you know the meaning. It is very important when it comes to reading and understanding, even in writing. I'm going to be bringing more of this through your way, okay? But for today, we're stopping right here. Keep staying safe. See you in our next class, and bye for now.